Sapateiro Invitational is presented by the following sponsors: Kent Peters and Supernatural Survival Gear. Sean McCleary and Schismatic Industries. And Liberty Ammunition, one and done.
So we got Josh Yelverton and Josh LeDuc doing some commentary now. Make sure you get real up in there.
Gotcha.
So Rene's a brown belt from 10th Planet Bethlehem. Zach's out here right away looking for the Uchimata.
Yep. And we got Kevin Gallagher in the corner of Reid.
Yeah, Reid's a blue belt, but he's a stud is what I've been hearing.
Both schools very submission-oriented.
Yeah.
Good finishing mechanics. Both these guys are coming after it, man. No one's trying to go to OT.
Yeah, exactly. It's very rare we get OT in the beginning of the rounds, you know, like it's kind of like EBI. You start weeding some people out, get a lot of finishes first round. Nice looking on that pass is Reid.
Reid really trying hard to get that tension on the hip that he needs to keep his hips immobile and pass.
Good look on that Kimura trap is Rene. He's coming up on top.
He's got to watch out for the orientation, though, not to get it flipped on him.
Yes. And now going right to the inside. Good job hiding his heels, Reid. Looking for that ham sandwich. Yeah, that's something the Gracie Tampa South guys have really strong passing, especially the low passing.
Really good at going through the guard.
Yes.
Now the roles are reversed a little bit. Now we're going to see Reid playing a little bit of guard and see what Rene brings to the passing.
Yeah, Rene's got that body lock tight, a little high on the hips, right on that low back.
Basing on his head, trying to use some DMs type deal right here to get over the guard.
Mm-hmm.
The pummeling battle that's happening right here is really interesting. The dexterity that Rene has with his legs to pummel from that position.
Nice entry by Rene. He's on that outside heel hook.
Trying to get a look. Now Reid's
Good
hip
cross
isn't
grip.
pinned right here. See how he's able to move his hip over the top?
Rene's going to look to take that to the inside. No, Reid is on that inside heel hook, but he was a little high on that forearm, man. You want to be on that wrist bone.
So same deal. That might have been the end, but Reid didn't quite have that.
Rene's got his own inside he's looking for now. Yeah, that hip control is very underutilized in a lot of leg locks.
So nice. Wow, this is a fast-paced match right here. This is a really technical exchange we're seeing.
I know, it's crazy. This guy's a blue belt.
I know, dude. He's moving so well.
And Rene hasn't been training that long either. Those guys up in Bethlehem, they progress very quickly.
Those guys get after it, bro.
I was really interested to see Zach here, man. I forgot they got guys on Jits King tomorrow. Nice. Good look, using that cradle to pass the guard.
Right on the neck.
Yep. Looking to go high elbow.
Looks like Rene
good
might
adjustment.
be reclining a little bit.
That was a good adjustment from Rene, getting up on that hip with that left leg.
He's doing a really good job of wedging Reid's hips. Ooh, now he's losing that. He's losing that right foot off the hip, so it's going to detriment his ability to wedge the hips away and get the tension.
Mm-hmm.
See how Reid's able to move his hips now?
Nice.
Yes.
And he gets his head out, but Rene's still got that strong overhook, and those guys got strong overhook games over in that
Their
one.
rubber guard is very dangerous. Those guys are killers in that position. If you need any further proof of that, look at JM, Zach, Grace, Thor. This buggy choke.
He's looking the buggy.
Ooh.
Now, he's got the buggy, but we see a lot of 10th Planet guys like Jeremiah Vance looking for those fly traps a little bit from the bottom too, so let's see if he adjusts or if he keeps that buggy.
The difference being in that if he can go for the fly trap is if you pay attention to the right arm of Rene, he's given up the inside space in his armpit. So here is where his recourse is the buggy. If he can get that forearm back in the neck and get that frame back in,
start dropping it down.
That fly trap can start to be an option right there. But so far, it looks like Reid is doing a really good job, and he has to be careful of the Von Flue right here too. Reid can hit him with this Von Flue pressure, this Katagatame pressure.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Reid's putting a lot of pressure with that crossface yet, but
not yet.
He's thinking about it, and I think he's looking for that arm triangle once this thing starts loosening.
He's gonna have to start moving though, because
it's getting tighter.
You see how Rene's starting to fish this arm deeper. If he can get it, the shin and the bend of his elbow, this buggy choke can start to be a real threat. But
yeah, he's still on that wrist right now.
Yeah. See how he's fishing, and we get Rene really, if he gets a good look at this thing, it could be trouble for Reid. But Reid is doing a really good job of staying broad in the shoulders and preventing the full lock.
Mm-hmm. So now we got Reid and top side looking to move on a mount, back to almost like a leg drag position. Ooh, nice re-guard attempt from Rene. Yeah, I was really excited when Rene said he wanted in, man. He's been someone I've been trying to get on the card for a while, and I know he's wanted to be on Sapateiro for a while. So, ooh, nice double leg.
Nice. Now, here's the deal.
Yeah.
This isn't – a lot of people can't threaten from these positions at a high level, but the finishers guys can. You have to be careful. The full guard is not something to be messed around with these guys. So, but Reid is staying very, very tight on the center of Rene's chest, trying to keep him centered, trying to keep him from getting off on that angled hip to where that rubber guard becomes very dangerous.
Yeah, that's something the Gracie Tampa guys have started to learn, especially after watching Mike Padilla, even though he's not a finishers guy or a 10th planet guy, playing that rubber guard against Ben Zapata a few years ago, really winning that inside head position here to prevent them from getting on their hips.
So here we're starting to see maybe the beginning of some Williams guard action from Rene. But, dude, that head positioning from Reid is just so strong, dude. Was he a wrestler? Is that his background?
I don't know. I think he's just a young, strong guy, man.
That base is looking good, man.
Yeah, that was a nice double as well. So he could have some wrestling experience, but all those Gracie Tampa guys have very strong takedowns, especially at inside and outside trips and doubles.
He might just be a fish in water. Might just be one of those guys, dude. Those outliers just takes to it right off the rip.
Nice. He just got that zombie on that far side. Playing a little mission control here.
Dude, I'm really impressed. I can't believe this kid's a blue belt.
I know.
Dude.
That's what Kevin was telling me. He's like, give him a good draw first round. Looks like he might be trying to start setting up a little bit of a dead orchard. He's trying to get that knee to get that arm across.
See, here's the thing, though, is that right foot on the hip, when he starts trying to angle out, Reid is chasing his hips by walking his knees forward and trying to stay square. If he puts that foot on the hip, that's going to detriment Reid's ability to cage the hips. This is what I'm talking about right here. But Reid is doing such a good job with his head positioning, man.
It's really tough to play rubber guard when you're flat on your back, too.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job of keeping him flat and not letting him get that angle that he needs. And also, pay attention, the right forearm of Rene isn't in the collarbone where it probably should be. Rubber guard isn't just a clinch, it's a wedge.
Yeah.
The clinching with the leg behind the crown and the framing of the collarbone with the forearm.
Switching sides now.
That's what we call in the system as the Pedro, to switch sides.
It's really interesting. You'd think someone with such long arms like Rene would be playing a little bit more of a meat hook game, because we know Zach and JM have a really strong game there as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You're right. That head position from Reid is really shutting down a lot of this.
Now, it looks like he's going to try and bring his knee in the center.
Yep.
Ooh.
And Rene decides, all right, let's wrestle.
Hey, Reid's like, now it's my turn. Let's see what I got right here.
That's what I love about these sub-only tournaments, man, is sometimes we just say, hey, maybe we're going to go to B game.
Hey, man, no ho shit.
Exactly.
2.5 minutes, and it's been nonstop action.
Yeah, these guys have been switching positions.
This is a good match.
Yeah, hunting it hard. Nice.
Nice butterfly,
good butterfly sweep.
Rene able to maintain the knee inside to stay out of the mount.
Now, this is the point of the match where you're thinking, 2 minutes left. Do I go for the kill? Do I start thinking my overtime game a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because at the end of the day, man, as much as we all want the finish, it's a game to be played.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody wants to be that guy, but hey, I mean, we came here to win, right?
100%.
So where does that come into play, though?
I mean, for me, myself, when I'm competing in these rules, 2 minutes in, I'm thinking, all right, unless he gives me something stupid, I'm looking to start recovering, think about figuring out where I'm going to go in overtime.
Now, Rene, if we're looking at experience and and rank and all that stuff, you would figure that he would have the advantage. But the closest this match has come to being finished, if I recall correctly, was when Reid got a look at the inside heel for a brief second.
100%.
So, I mean, it's not a lock for either person if it goes to OT.
Not at all.
We haven't really seen either one of them get the back or get an arm isolation, so we don't really know which way that's going to go. So far, this has been a very competitive match.
Just from a educated spectator perspective, I would say Rene is probably going to have a little more experience, just because I know Zach and JM are always doing those EBI overtime drills, and I know at South it's not something they add in to their weekly schedule.
Yeah.
You know,
And not
nice
only
diving toe hold attempt.
but the majority of the 10th Planet schools do drill the overtimes.
Yep.
Gordon Ryan has made that observation before when talking about guys. I believe it was the BJJ Fanatics Grand Prix. He said Kyle Boehm has a really good chance because he drills the overtimes.
Yes.
Drilling the overtimes gives a heavy advantage when you're in these formats.
that as a promoter, that's something I tell all the guys is like, look, if you're going to compete in these rules, you need to know them. Going right back to that buggy choke. But over here, we do Tuesdays and Thursdays. After class, we're doing EBI overtime drills for 20 minutes. So
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
He's got a lot of space here in 20 seconds, so he's just going to kind of sit here and chill.
Man, hey, I ain't hating on him. I'd probably do the same thing, man. Ooh.
All right, we're going into overtime.
I love how Reid's still trying to advance position
know.
up to the very last second that he was chasing it, man.
All right, we're going to get the timekeeper over here, Mr. Gaetano Fuchetto. All right. You know, guy's been with me 5 years doing Sapateiro, and he still can't do the overtime by himself. But I think he just wants to be close to me.
I just like being behind Josh.
Which one?
Ooh, both of us.
Was that a challenge coin he just tossed?
I think so.
I got a nice little collection. I want to see
Yeah.
which one he's got. So Rene chose the spider web, which is a very interesting play. Because you could argue that there's less security right here as far as like pinning mechanic, body control. But if you can get the submission,
Now the key here is really that elbow control on your
Yes.
chest. And now right away he's going deep in that spider web.
he's going to the position we call the deep web.
Yeah. Oh, right on the hand. Looks like he's almost out. There it is.
And Reid's out. So Reid chose the back. So the finish right here, traditionally speaking, when we see these overtime battles, doesn't come as quick, but the ride time, should you fail to get the submission, accumulates so much faster.
Now we see Rene right away winning his head position, trying to get his shoulders down to the floor. Reid does a good job of repummeling that head, man.
Now this is risky because guys that go belly down, goodness, oh, he's got that power half.
Yeah.
Reid has some strong, unintentional slam.
Yeah, that was unintentional. Joe's going to keep that going.
Yeah. So Reid's doing a great job right here of getting cross body control.
Mm-hmm.
Controlling the opposite corners of the body, of the shoulders and the hips, so that Rene can't turn either way.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Rene's
Looks like he's got that BJ hook, that paper clip hook right there. Oh, now
right
it's the
into
crucifix.
crucifix.
Oh, he's almost out. Wow.
And there's the out.
So Rene now opts for the back. Be very interesting to see how he plays in this position.
He's going ear to ear right away, so that just shows you, he has
He's
that
chasing.
experience.
And he's got that body triangle right away. It's not contoured to the outside of the hip, so it doesn't have the same pinching power, but
Now he's got it tight. I really wish we'd see more of the twister hook or that crossbody ride in the overtime positions. I feel like it's the best control.
Now this is where he's got to be careful because that hand will stop it from getting underneath his chin, but it's not going to stop the mandible crush.
Nope.
Not out yet. Oh, he's got the arm triangle.
He's got the arm triangle. That's continuous.
He's
That's continuous. That's right into that arm triangle. Let's keep going. Good call from referee Joe McBride. And now he's out. Wow.
I really liked how Rene made that transition, though. It may not have played out in his favor, but that was a smart move to switch to the
got him some
Kagatami.
extra ride time for sure. Yeah. All right, so we're in the bottom of the second round now.
He's got the body lock and belly down. If he flattens out, this is going to be a rough go for Rene.
Yeah, that's something we really saw from Jiu-Jitsu overtime is Ethan Krellinson's ability to play that underhook game for control.
Yes.
And it's starting to, for the guys who pay attention, it's starting to transition. Werther and Kevin are the two loudest coaches I know.
I agree.
Good job with that under Kevin. So I'm super proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Ooh. Oh, watch out for that ankle. Now here's the deal. That ankle lock right there is real, but if you're Reid, do you tap to it?
I mean, if there's money on the line, I'm letting people crank on that a little bit.
Me too.
Nice. Good trap. He's still got that Kimura grip.
It's still live. It's still live.
That's out. Nice.
Damn.
All right, we're top of the third.
So he's going
Rene's
back to the spider web.
Back to the spider web, man. Yeah. I think Zach was calling to go for the back, but Rene's feeling pretty comfortable in that spider web. I like how he's grabbing the hip. Grabbing his shorts a little bit. You ain't cheating, you're not trying. Good.
Now, if Reid can get his left knee to the mat, he can start getting on top.
Nice. I
But-
call this the MMA armbar over here where you go to the other side. Right
Notice how
Kimura.
he's going to start going ultra Kimura.
Yeah, he's over
John
now.
Blank. He's out.
Keep running it.
So, right
Yeah.
away.
So the reason we go that third round, even when it's mathematically impossible, is if the defensive person subs the offensive person in Sapateiro, we call that a win for the guy on defense.
Exactly. And Reid is not trying to hold. He's still fishing for that choke. Rene is...
That's out.
That's out. Wow. Now that was a sick match.
Yeah. All right, moving on to match 3 after this. We got Reid coming up with the win from wide time. Boom. All right, so I'm out of here because I got to coach Jay